Hey everyone, welcome back to the Living Sublimely Well YouTube channel with Elizabeth Scala, your host here. So, we're going to be going through a breathing exercise today, and we're actually going to practice Ujjayi breathing together, or what's also known as the ocean breath. This breathing exercise is often used in yoga practice. In fact, when I was practicing yoga, over a decade ago at one of the wellness centers that I used to work at, I clearly remember a teacher constantly saying in any of our poses, find the Ujjayi breath. So this breath, once you get your hands or once you get your breath around it, once you wrap your mind around it, once you kind of get how to do it, it becomes much more natural. And in fact, you may find if you practice yoga, you may find when you are holding a pose statically for several breaths, if the yoga instructor has you holding a posture, because this happens to me right now. Let's say, for example, child's pose. If I am holding child's pose for several breaths and just laying there all stretched out, I find myself naturally practicing Ujjayi breathing without a teacher telling me, without me telling me. It just comes to me. And so, as a yoga instructor myself, we start each of our yoga classes with a breathing exercise. And I actually rotate through a whole host of breathing patterns, a whole bunch of breath works that I've learned over the years. That way, the students can find what they like best and hopefully take something home with them. So, here we're going to practice Ujjayi breathing. So, as I said a moment ago, this breath is also known as the ocean breath. And the reason is it can sound like if you can picture a wave rolling in across the sand, coming to shore, and then gently rolling back. That's thinking of how the ocean sounds. The other way people explain or teach this breath is to say it is like if you hold a mirror in front of you, or if you go to a window on a frigid cold day and you want to fog up the window. That's also how you might hear people explain this breath. And finally, what we in my yoga classes, my students and I have been joking around recently. It's like the scary movie breath or the Darth Vader breath. So that some scary sound is coming behind you. So these are just things to kind of get you to like sort of in your own psyche, like kind of hear what we're doing. So we're gonna breathe together. We're gonna practice Ujjayi breathing, and then we're gonna leave the Ujjayi breath and go back to naturally breathing. I'm gonna over exaggerate it so you can hopefully hear through the video. And because of that, it may sound like really scratchy and loud and wacky. And so I may not be able to do it for a long time because that would hurt my throat. But we'll see how it goes. We'll give it a little whirl. For any breathing exercises, and so for this one included, let's find a seat where we can ground the sits bones into the surface beneath us. Let's sit long and tall through the back, sliding the shoulders down away from the ears, tilting the chin ever so much so that the crown of the head can pull towards the sky. And you can put your hands in your lap, at your side, on your hips, even into a mudra, if you know any that you like to do when you practice breath work. And the invitation is to rest the eyes, or if you're more comfy, just take a soft gaze down towards the floor. So let's see what we find with Ujjayi breath. So go ahead and breathe naturally, in and out of the nose, if that's available for you in this time and space. Coming present to right now, letting thoughts be set aside just for a few moments as we practice, knowing that they'll be there for you when we finish. So you will want to bring the tongue towards the roof of the mouth and even sort of bring it back towards the back of the throat. So you're kind of closing off the back of the throat with the tongue. And we are still breathing through the nose, despite the fact that we're making the breath audible in the throat. So we're breathing through the nose here. You may find you may hear it more on the exhale than the inhale at first. So let's go ahead and see what we find. Remember, we're breathing in and out of the nose. We've got the tongue towards the roof of the mouth and closing off the back of the throat. And we're attempting to fog a mirror, even with the mouth closed, making that audible sound of the ocean in the backs of our throats. So go ahead and set the Ujjayi breath to the side, returning to your natural breathing, in and out of the nose at your own pace, your own rhythm. Excellent job. Let's go ahead and blink those eyes open if they were closed, returning together. And so, yeah, that breath does take some practice. As I said at the beginning, it takes some time to get used to. And when I was an early yoga student, I would get so frustrated. How are these people making that sound? I can't do it. So it just took a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. And before you know it, I was practicing yoga and this Darth Vader breath started coming out of the back of my throat. So continue to try, continue to practice. It is a practice, it's a breathing exercise. And yeah, if you'd like a little more encouragement, a little more support, go ahead and take a spin around this channel. I've got yoga videos, qigong videos, other breathing exercises, other meditations. And of course, if you visit the link in the comments, elizabethscala.com, you'll head out to my website where you can explore working with me or coming to a yoga class. Until next time, take good care. Thank you.